Icon of Witch, and today I have my cousin sister, the beautiful Eri.
Hello.
Would you please introduce yourself?
So my name is Eri. Casey and I have been friends for a long time, and we have been taking a road of mystical wonders together, and it's been a lot of fun. Casey teaches me a lot, as he teaches everyone, I'm sure.
And we usually just get together with a big group for the equinoxes for this year. We're going to try to get together for everything starting next year, but we don't have that much time this year.
Yeah, we will. We will get there. Slowly, we're working our way out to all 8 of the Sabbaths.
And today is Mabon, so we did a group exercise with a combination of 2 spells. It was the Japanese bottle spell, wish spell.
Yes, so we combined a Japanese wish bottle spell and sort of a pagan cleansing or renewing spell, and turned them into our own sort of Mabon ritual to help us move on and take the good and leave the bad behind.
So we will be just demonstrating how we did the ritual and how you can always change it and incorporate the way that you feel works best for you. We just wanted to show you how we did it, and then you can move on from that point if you wish. So
a really great way to start is to sort of set the mood and get everyone's energies into the same rhythm and the same wavelength. And so to do that, I wrote this little piece, which we can post for anyone who wants to use that, or they can take that and tweak it and make it better or make it more their own. So this is what we have prepared. As our mother continues her journey around the sun, and the tides between the Oak King and the Holly King turn, we ourselves take to the change. This Mabon, let us look to the trees. Our strong-rooted elders prepare for the winter during autumn by drawing in the green goodness from their leaves. They store that energy and power deep within and let their leaves fall away. There is a time to hold on and a time to let things go, and the trees know this well. Join me in a spell to remove excess from our lives, for the mind clings to things longer than needed, the heart holds on though it's time to let go, and the physical collects like dust if we stay stagnant. This is the time to draw in the goodness and let the rest go. Search your thoughts, look deep within. When it is time, let leave on the wind.
and then from that point, we just had everyone in the group kind of focus on some things that they've been wanting to analyze that they've had throughout the year. And you said physical, spiritual, and emotional.
Or, no. Mental, emotional, or spiritual, and physical.
And so they had 3 things to reflect on, and everyone kind of tweaked it their own way, which works for them. But then we would write it on the parchment, and then we burned it and put it into the ash. So we will demonstrate that for you.
Right. So if you're looking to recreate this, the things that you'll need are a small vial to collect ashes in, an ash pot for when that's burning, a small funnel to help you get the ashes into your tiny vial, some parchment to write down the things that you're wanting to let go or to release into the universe, and writing utensils, and then of course you'll want to set your altar kind of the standard way. And what you will do is write down on that piece of paper. You don't have to do 3 things. I like 3 just because I'm always trying to kind of find balance between the different areas of our life. And so that's why I chose 3, and I wrote down 3 because I know that not everybody did. And once you've written those down, you'll just burn them on the candle that you've got lit. And while it is burning and in your ash pot, we have a spell that you can say. And we'll also post this as well. Grati estote vimvitae benignitate. Divine Spirit, Gaia our Mother, I recognize remains I must pass to another. I hold to the wisdom, good, and strength, for the things I release no longer empower. And then you let that continue to burn. And some people found that their papers took much longer to burn. That's okay. It's not a bad omen. It might just symbolize that the things that you are trying to release are going to take a little bit more time. But that's not a bad thing. Everything works in its own time. And then once you've burned that and everything is ashes, go ahead and mash those up so that they're really tiny, tiny powder. Take your funnel and your small vial, and you'll just collect all those ashes into your tiny vial. And if you would like, yes, we already have done that, obviously. And if you would like, you're welcome to incorporate other herbs, spices, florals, anything that you want to sort of grind up along with it to help release it, especially if it's something that's very, very heavy and difficult to release. Go ahead and grind up some things that'll help with that. Like I know thyme is something that's really good for helping to get over something and to forgive. So once you've collected everything that you want to have in your vial, you're going to close it up and tie it with a string like Casey has. And you'll keep this on you in your pocket, on your keys, in your purse, in your neck, around your neck, as a necklace. And you're just going to keep that there so that it's a part of your life and kind of is there and present in your heart and in your mind as well. And when those things have finally come to pass and those have gone out back into the universe, you're going to release those ashes. So don't put the corks on too tight or you'll have to smash your cute little vial. And when you do release those ashes, there is sort of a closing part of this spell. And the closing reads, I am roots, trunk, and tree. These the leaves I pass to thee. And sort of the concept behind this spell is that energy is cyclical and it's constantly going around through everyone. You know, we know the Wheel of Fortune. It is always turning. And so we need to not hold on to things for too long because that's stuff that needs to go out to someone else and do its business in someone else's life and continue to cycle. And if we hold up all of that, not only are we doing ourselves a disservice by holding on to something that's, a very good teaching and learning experience, but a trial. And we need to let that go to someone else so they can benefit from it as well.
I agree. It's like you just realize some things no longer serve you. And there are certain times throughout the year that work best for this. And we just thought that symbolically with Mabon, the coming of the trees, taking the energy inside, the harvest, realizing that everything that you need, you keep with you, and everything you don't need, you let it go. So we thought that was perfect for Mabon. But there are other times throughout the year you could incorporate spells similar to that. And you can always change things as you need to, but we thought that was the best thing for this Mabon, and it may change in future years. That's just kind of how it works.
Yeah. Ebb and flow.
Yep. So, Eddie, what do you see us doing as a group or coven in the future? What do you want to accomplish?
For me, it's all about kind of education and learning and getting a chance to experience so many more aspects of being, just spiritual and in touch with that spiritual side of who we are as humans and as part of the earth.
And if you had one thing to say to a newbie witch, what would it be?
Don't overthink it. That's what I would say.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
People get too caught up in what you should do, what you shouldn't do.
It's so true.
I think intent is the most important part.
I completely believe. I mean, even after not just tonight, but in other rituals that we've done, it seems like one of the things that people have the hardest time with is overthinking things and thinking that, oh, they're not doing the steps perfectly. And that's not what magic is about.
Yeah, things just naturally take their course, and you just need to go with it. And if you're resisting too much, then your spell might not come off correctly, or you might just need to take more time and think about what you're doing before you actually go ahead and do the spell. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the timing just isn't right, or the universe might be saying, oh, this is not what you need at this moment. So you just need to realize that things change and people change. Any closing suggestions or comments?
No, let us know what you want to see, and hopefully you'll see me again soon.
We're going to try to do at least once a month, like
yes.
Collabs. So, and maybe one day Eddie will have her own channel when she gets internet in this countryside.
Yes, by the way, we're at my house, and I live far up in the mountains, away from all of the civilization, including internet and cell signal.
She's a pioneer.
Or a witch.
What would you... Oh, I was going to ask you. I will ask you a few interview questions then.
Oh, okay.
So, there was this Instagram community tag, and there were a few questions that I will kind of try to remember what they were. The first one, I believe, was, what kind of a witch would you define yourself as?
I think a green witch. It's the closest thing that I've seen in the limited education that I have so far. It seems like sort of nature and closeness with nature is what really drives my desires to learn.
Have you ever had a spell fail, and why?
I don't know that I've ever had a spell fail. I think I've failed some of my spells. When your heart's not into it, or you have a lot of self-doubt, like it doesn't work quite the same as you want it to, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And so that's why my recommendation or my tip is to not overthink things. I think that's the biggest thing that brings anyone down. Not just in spirituality, but in anything. Like, how many times has someone second guessed something on a multiple choice test, and then they were like, "Oh, it was right." So
that's very true. I do that all the time. I think there are a few others that I wanted to ask. Do you have a familiar, and if so, did you choose it, or did you choose them, or did they find you?
That is such an interesting... I guess he found me. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, there's no...
See, there I go. Second guessing myself. Yeah. I would say he found me. He found me first, but then I kind of ran away, and then I came to a realization, and I found him again. So, yes, he found me, but I also had to sort of come to a point where I could find him as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and then what is your favorite crystal or stone?
Oh my gosh. I think it's a rose quartz. I have one by my bed, and I have one at my desk at work. And that's like the one thing that I think that I focus on the most, trying to have more love in my life for everything and everyone. This can be really difficult sometimes.
This is true. Okay, well, I guess that's all we have for this video, but thank you guys so much for watching. Give a thumbs up if you liked Eddie, so we can make sure to do more videos, and we will probably be back soon with another video. Until that point, blessed be.
Blessed be.
that was good. We did like run through.
Super
I don't think we
impressed.
had anything we had to edit out even.
I know.
It was just like.
We flowed so naturally. I do feel like I took like a million drinks in the middle of that. So people are going to think I'm a big
It's grape juice.